Good evening, and welcome to this special analytical edition of our Entertainment Global Bulletin. Tonight, our investigative desk is opening a comprehensive file on a profound technical and cultural shift occurring at the absolute highest echelons of the international music market. For nearly a decade, mainstream entertainment analysts, multinational talent agencies, and legacy vocal critics have engaged in a continuous debate regarding whether the early viral milestones achieved by Norwegian-born Prodigy Jordan would successfully translate into a sustainable, mature career among elite historic vocalists. In a global market that is increasingly dependent on artificial optimization to manufacture commercial star power, a singular high-stakes live broadcast event has completely shattered traditional industry expectations. Our tracking teams have been monitoring the underlying operational recalibrations following this specific public appearance, which has effectively forced a sweeping institutional reevaluation of her musical status. What was once dismissed by industry skeptics as a highly cultivated, short-term niche phenomenon has suddenly evolved into an undeniable structural demonstration of raw, unedited capability, leaving traditional corporate power brokers and talent scouts completely speechless. To fully comprehend the structural mechanics of this developing situation, our reporting must first examine the historical attributes of modern live entertainment, which has become systematically reliant on artificial enhancement technologies. In a contemporary media landscape, where major television and digital broadcast events are almost universally managed using advanced pitch correction software, automated vocal layering, and complex digital safety nets to protect multi-million-dollar corporate financial investments, Jordan chose to make an uncompromising structural demand. She requested a completely raw, uncompressed signal line directly from her microphone to the global transmission feed. This high-risk departure from standard performance protocol immediately triggered immense operational anxiety and intense debate within engineering boardrooms prior to the broadcast. Close industry observers note that by explicitly refusing the electronic safety buffers that modern labels typically mandate for developing pop stars, Jordan introduced an unprecedented degree of creative and financial risk into a live global transmission. Yet, the moment the countdown ended and she stepped under the spotlights, that precise refusal to conform set the stage for a historical validation of baseline human talent. The core of this unfolding narrative centers around the absolute technical precision displayed during the unedited broadcast, an execution that has effectively dismantled years of institutional skepticism surrounding digital studio cultivation. Reliable sources within the live production sector confirm that her performance utilized an incredibly minimalist acoustic arrangement, allowing her vocal resonance to completely dominate the final audio mix without any synthetic padding. Our sonic industry analysis reveals that her complex vocal runs, immaculate breath control, and deep, vintage timbre completely bypassed the traditional studio filters that cynical observers previously claimed were responsible for her unique recorded sound. The immediate public and professional reception to this raw presentation was entirely unprecedented, generating an immediate wave of organic digital engagement across global monitoring networks that traditional corporate marketing budgets simply cannot replicate. By executing a highly complex, emotionally sophisticated set completely live, Jordan effectively demonstrated to the global entertainment apparatus that her capabilities rest entirely on organic artistic mastery rather than the artificial engineering frequently utilized by contemporary talent conglomerates. Perhaps the most disruptive aspect discovered in our multi-week investigation involves the subsequent highly synchronized reaction across international vocal analysis networks and independent academic institutions. Following a high-profile media broadcast of this magnitude, standard entertainment market behavior typically displays a predictable division between corporate-sponsored media reviews and independent musical analysis. Instead, our ongoing media monitoring reveals an overwhelming, unified consensus among elite vocal coaches, classical opera instructors, and legacy jazz music critics alike, all validating her technical execution as a defining standard for modern vocalists. This synchronized international acclaim has effectively decentralized her brand equity, routing her cultural influence directly past the traditional industry gatekeepers who normally hold an absolute monopoly over which artists receive elite musical status. It is a quiet, highly coordinated subversion of the traditional entertainment machine, proving that peerless raw talent can still successfully break through established institutional barriers in the digital age without purchasing corporate validation. Faced with this massive wave of organic global support, Major talent conglomerates and legacy record labels are now being forced to completely recalibrate how they evaluate and contract independent artistic assets. Historically, the mainstream entertainment matrix has maintained a strict monopoly over global prestige, heavily favoring cooperative artists who submit to uniform pop packaging, commercial brand integration, and heavily synthesized audio production. Jordan's self-sustaining digital infrastructure and her refusal to utilize modern studio safety nets are actively providing a significant structural anomaly to this corporate rule. Her trajectory demonstrates that an independent purist can command the undivided attention of the global music market entirely on her own terms, completely independent of major label funding or traditional distribution dictates. It is an operational shift that openly challenges the very necessity of the legacy studio system in an era driven by direct-to-consumer digital connectivity, fundamentally altering how future independent musicians view the path to long-term career sustainability without sacrificing their artistic integrity. This developing situation leaves the global entertainment community facing a critical, long-term question regarding the future preservation of raw human talent within a highly automated, algorithmically driven media landscape. Historical industry data proves that musicians who actively refuse to utilize modern digital enhancements face severe structural hurdles, including restricted commercial radio distribution, lower placement on corporate streaming playlists, and systematic exclusion from mainstream corporate-sponsored award platforms. Yet Jordan's unorthodox trajectory is actively proving that the traditional gatekeepers may no longer hold an absolute monopoly over an artist's ultimate legacy or cultural impact. Whether her bold, independent pivot will permanently alter the operational blueprint for future global vocalists, or remain a singular, unrepeatable exception to the corporate entertainment rule, remains a subject of intense debate among media economists and entertainment analysts. As our desk continues to monitor her independent live ventures and upcoming catalog releases, one conclusion remains absolutely undeniable from a journalistic standpoint. Jordan has successfully validated her place among the elite voices of our generation, leaving the corporate music industry to sit in the audience and watch as a brand new set of rules is written. This is a continuously developing story, and we will provide further updates as more analytical reports emerge from our media desk. Good evening, and thank you for joining us.